It's been over 2 months since I bought the Bambu Lab H2D, and I'm finally ready to give you my review. Now, please watch the entire video and be on the lookout for a special code word that you're going to need for the contest that I announce at the end. Without any further ado, let's get into it. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are taking a deep dive into the Bambu Lab H2D, specifically the non-laser version of their flagship multi-tool manufacturing platform. It is marketed as a high-precision dual nozzle 3D printer that can handle everything from PLA to carbon fiber filaments and engineering grade filaments. In this video, we'll look at the features and then test its real-world print capabilities across 4 common materials, weigh the pros and cons, and ultimately ask, is this $2,000 plus printer a must-have for makers, or is it just overkill? But before we crack into this review, I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Please take a second, pause the video, and let me know if the H2D ever appealed to you, or if you're waiting for something else, like a tool changer. I'd really love to hear your thoughts. Let's start with what the H2D offers out of the box strictly from the official Bambu Lab specs. While the H2D's frame can support laser engraving, pen plotting, and cutting, this is the non-laser model, which focuses strictly on dual nozzle 3D printing. The modular design supports future toolhead upgrades, but in this review, we're sticking with print performance. First, let's talk about build size. When using a single nozzle, build size is 325 by 320 by 325 millimeters. When printing with both nozzle, the build size is 300 by 320 by 325. In some situations, while printing with both nozzles, one can realize the absolute maximum volume of the printer, which is 350 by 320 by 325. The H2D can reach up to 1,000 millimeters per second in speed and 20,000 millimeters per second squared acceleration. With the optional vision encoder, it achieves 50 micron motion accuracy and 5 micron resolution for optical height sensing. This is ideal for demanding dimensional tolerances. These speeds are pretty impressive for a machine with such a massive tool head. Now, don't expect the H2D to be faster than the other Core XY printers from Bambu in pure printing speed. Its dual nozzle system enables clean material swaps with less filament waste. Each nozzle has less than 25 micrometers auto offset calibration, and features like vibration damping, flow compensation, and pressure sensors ensure excellent surface quality. The hot end heats to 350 degrees Celsius, and the enclosed chamber reaches up to 65 degrees Celsius, allowing reliable prints with ABS, ASA, PC, PA, and reinforced filaments. Filament management is handled by Bambu's AMS2 Pro and AMS HT units. Both offer RFID support, active filament drying, brushless servos, and ceramic inlets. Finally, the H2D is loaded with AI-powered quality control features, including a nozzle camera with live monitoring, pre-print checklist for debris, bed nozzle compatibility, DynaSense extruder, which monitors both torque and clogs, and a 15-point filament path tracking for jam prevention. Now, before we jump into the meat and potatoes of this review, let's take a moment to thank today's sponsor, PCBWay. PCBWay is your one-stop shop for turning ideas into reality. If you're into 3D printing, electronics, or rapid prototyping, PCBWay has something seriously cool to offer. Not only do they specialize in high-quality PCB fabrication and assembly, but they also offer CNC machining, sheet metal fabrication, 3D printing, and injection molding, all in one place. You can even order custom parts for your electronic projects like enclosures or mechanical components and get them machined or printed with precision. Their instant quoting system makes it super easy to upload your files, pick materials, and get a price fast. Plus, their community project sharing platform lets you browse and download open source designs from fellow makers. Check out PCBWay.com and bring your next project to life. Alrighty then. Let's get back to it. I've spent over 250 hours printing with the H2D. I really wanted to take the time to put the printer through the wringer in order to let the shine wear off and let the bumps and cracks start to show. Now, let's look at some real-world print performance. I've printed quite a lot with this printer, but I'm going to highlight a few prints across these four materials: PLA, PETG, ASA, and TPU. First, PLA. We have these multicolor Flexi turtles. These showcase the AMS's accuracy. These models printed cleanly with crisp joints and accurate color separation. The new Bambu Studio will make recommendations on where to place your rolls of filament to reduce the number of color changes and nozzle swaps. Following these recommendations can greatly reduce filament waste. Second up, PETG. Or do you say PETG? I don't know. Let me know down in the comments. This is my most commonly printed filament, so we'll look at several models that I printed with Elegoo's Rapid PETG. The first model is this statue here by CA3D Studios. To really test the quality of the prints, I opted to print this multi-part statue. I scaled it up to 200% and printed it with the extra fine 0.08 millimeter layer height settings. To ensure the best print, I chose to use PLA as the support raft interface. Let's take a closer look at this print. I didn't use variable layer height, so there are some curved portions that suffered from the print orientation. Looking at the bottom where the supports were, we can see that although it's a bit rough, we have almost the same surface quality since there was no gap between the interface layer and the print layer. Once this model is primed and painted, it's really going to be spectacular. Next, we have this Toolbox by martonlengyel.design from MakerWorld. This model is just an example of what you can get from this printer. It's a print-in-place model that needs good tolerances for the hinges to function and the tray to properly fit inside. We'll wrap up the PETG tests with two of my own designs. First is this placement tool for laser engraving. This is an example of where this printer really shines. I have a few products that only need two colors, with black PETG feeding the left nozzle from the AMS HT and white PETG loaded in the AMS2 Pro. The printer can print several copies of this product and not waste any filament at all. Second is this vinyl record wall display. For the press to fit and lock construction, these parts must be dimensionally accurate and highly reliable. Again, a two-color print saves a significant amount of waste. To test the heated chamber of the H2D, I broke out some ASA filament. ASA can be tricky with warping, but the H2D's heated chamber kept a Gridfinity box flat and flawless. This model had great bed adhesion and displays consistent wall geometry. A flat base is key to smooth walls and a nice top surface. For comparison, here is a smaller box that was printed in the same ASA on my Bambu Lab A1. All four corners warped, and you can see the deformation in the walls and the top surface suffered during the final layers, as is visible right here. Finally, I wanted to test TPU performance. Now, to be fair, TPU is not as easy to print as the other filaments I tested. The H2D has a dedicated TPU port that requires you to remove the PTFE feed tube from the filament buffer for the right nozzle and reroute it through the port. Then the TPU filament can either be placed on the external spool holder or, in my case, dried in the AMS HT and then routed out through the HT's bypass outlet. To test the H2D's performance with TPU, I used this giant arm TPU 95 alpha filament and printed this little temp tower. This filament worked best at 210 degrees and a max volumetric flow of 2.7 millimeters cubed per second. Here is the test cube that shows how well the settings performed. Next, I printed this airless tennis ball by Fillet3D on MakerWorld, and finally, a TPU gummy bear by Karen Chow Designs. Both printed smoothly with consistent extrusion and good rebound, no significant streaming or deformation. This gummy bear was so cute that I decided to scale it up and decrease the infill to make it a bit more squishy. TPU test complete. With the tests out of the way, let's jump into the list of pros and cons. Here are the things that I really love about the H2D. Pros: almost no filament waste with dual nozzle, two-color jobs. The only waste you'll see is from the flow dynamics calibration and the prime tower if you choose to use one. Reduced waste in multicolor prints. Even when printing with more than two colors, the slicer will recommend optimized AMS placement of the filament. AI features are reliable and responsive, including spaghetti detection, clog alerts, and pre-flight safety scans. In all of my testing, I never had any false alarms. Many people might say that you shouldn't need AI for 3D printing, but I have been saved quite a few times by the build plate obstruction notification. The printer knows if there is still a print on the plate, or if you forget to remove a small prime tower, and it's not going to use your nozzle as a removal tool. A high quality live camera for real-time monitoring. Coming from the A1 and the P1S, those both have almost unusable cameras. The live stream camera on the H2D is a breath of fresh air. It's crisp, it's clear, and the frame rate is excellent. You also get easy to swap nozzles. They are quick and tool-free, just like the A1. No more unplugging tiny little connectors to swap out a nozzle or needing any tools. Within a couple of minutes, you can have both nozzles swapped out and you're ready to print again. It has the most precise build plate guides I've used yet. I know this may sound silly, but until you've placed the plate in an H2D, you have no idea just how easy this should be. Bambu Lab really perfected this task. You can literally do this in the dark and you're going to get perfect placement every time. The light. This thing has a very bright internal light. It has two light bars on the top left and right sides. The illumination inside this printer is excellent. You won't need to open the door or turn on a bunch of additional lights to see what's happening inside the printer. The status bar underneath the build plate. It gives you great print visibility from start to finish. The bar pulses orange when the build plate starts heating up. The length grows from left to right as the print progresses, and it turns green when the print is finished. It will turn red if there are any errors that need intervention. It's really nice to be able to see what is happening from across the room. Now, this is one that I find really special, but it's a really quiet printer. Aside from the high-speed moves and the exhaust fan occasionally coming on, it is impressively silent for a printer this capable. And finally, it's got a flat bottom frame. Cleaning up a printer shouldn't be a chore. Bambu really thought about the design when they made this printer. There are no frame bars or plastic enclosure lips that get in the way of cleaning out the bottom of the printer. It's a simple thing, but it adds to the pleasure of using it. All right, now for the cons. It does have a complex build volume. Although the H2D is the largest printer available from Bambu Lab, and it does offer almost twice the print volume of its predecessors, the print volume is complex. The dual nozzle design limits the amount of build place each nozzle can reach. There is no SD card slot and there is minimal internal storage. The printer is equipped with 8 gigabytes of eMMC memory, but unless you plug in a thumb drive to the top here, you won't be able to do simple things like record a time-lapse video. We have to talk about the lockdown ecosystem. The H2D is likely the reason that tighter cloud integration and security restrictions from Bambu Lab were implemented. You'll have to be okay with Bambu's security requirements if you invest in this machine. It also has longer than average pre-print times. Multicolor jobs often take 9+ minutes to spool up. There is a lot that has to happen before every print. All of this tech takes time to get ready. There is also no LAN port. It is either Wi-Fi or USB, which may frustrate offline users. Difficult repairs. The dual nozzle tool head and sensor suite increase mechanical complexity. No machine is perfect no matter how well it's designed. If the machine requires user service, it's gonna be a little harder to do than earlier printers from the same company. And finally, it's heavy and it's large. This thing weighs 77 pounds or 35 kilograms. It's really not a one-person job to move. While 77 pounds isn't exceptionally heavy, the printer's pretty big and it can just be challenging to maneuver for a single person. All right, there you have it. Let's talk about final thoughts. Is the H2D worth the $2,000 plus price tag? Well, if you're an advanced user printing technical materials or multicolor parts often, and you're looking for excellent print quality, high precision, and AI-driven safeguards, this is one of the most capable 3D printers on the market. It is made for people who want reliability and professional output without manual tweaking. The print quality of this machine is truly exceptional. But if you are more cost conscious or just want something simple that prints reliably out of the box, there are a lot of other options out there. Many people will opt to purchase 2 or 3 lower cost printers for the same price as the H2D. In short, love it if you want pro grade performance and control. Hate it if you're hoping for low cost, simplicity, or openness. Personally, I'm incredibly happy with the H2D. Love it? Well, let's just say that it has jumped right to the top of my favorite printers list. Is it perfect? Not at all. Would I buy it again? Absolutely. Now that you've heard what I think about the Bambu Lab H2D, I'd love to know what you think. Was this a solid investment or a waste of cold, hard cash? Drop a comment below and let me know. Thanks for watching. If you found this review helpful, drop a like and consider subscribing for more detailed reviews. Also, be sure to hit the little bell so you can get a notification when I drop new videos covering my adventures in directed technology. Oh, I want to take this opportunity to officially announce a 3D printer giveaway. When we reach 5,000 subscribers, we'll be giving away a Bambu Lab A1 Mini. Now, due to legal, shipping, and purchase restrictions, the contest is limited to participants residing in the United States. There is a link to the contest sign-up document in the video description below. As always, I've enjoyed spending a bit of time with you all today. Until next time, let's keep on learning, burning, and printing together. Take care, everyone.